Well, hello everyone. Back working on Frankaru. It's been a little while. Frank has had a catastrophic incident. About 2 weeks before Nationals, at the last event before Nats, on my last run, about mid-run, it rattled. Smoke poured out of the breather vent on the crankcase, and the oil pressure went to 15 psi. So I shut it down, winched it up on the trailer, brought it home. It is now December. It's been my first chance to actually get every project out of the way and get back on Frank. And so now it's time to figure out what happened, why, and fix it. Because up until then, this thing was loads of fun. It was great. But now, not so great. Something happened, got to find out why. So, got to drain the coolant, drain the oil, look at the oil, pull the engine, get it on the stand, and do some forensic teardown and figure out what happened, why, and fix it. So stick with me. Got to get the wrenches out. Time to get this on there. After a very messy removal, no matter how hard I try, you can drain all the fluids and think you've got them all the way. No, not even close. It pukes all of a sudden, all over, everything. If it's not oil, it's coolant, it's power steering fluid, it's something. And got a bag of oil dry on the floor. It'll probably take another one. What a disaster. Anyway, it's out, it's on the stand. One of the things I was struggling with was getting the engine separated from the transmission until I remembered, oh yeah, this has a Subaru pull style clutch, and I'm pulling on the clutch fork and it's not going to come out. So you have to back up and you have to remove a plug and then look down in and pull a pin with a bolt threaded in. You have to pull a pin out that is the pivot pin for the clutch fork. When you get that out, then it all comes apart. Which of course means when you're putting them together, it's one of my least favorite things about the Subi design there with the pull style, is you have to balance the clutch fork in on the front of the transmission, get everything together, then look down through the clutch operating hole and re-thread the clutch fork over the throw-up bearing, and while you're holding it, put the pin back in. It's loads of fun. Anyway, it's here, it's on the stand. So now the big question is, what happened? It's what I want to know, it's what everybody wants to know. So the first thing is some sort of oiling issue. So I'm not going to start by pulling the heads off. They're probably going to come off before this is over. But to start with, I'm actually going to start on the bottom. I'm going to pull the oil pan with it upright and get a look and see what's up in there. Take a look at the suction section, the O-rings, where it comes in from the front side here, from the dry sump tank. And I'm going to see, did something get loose in there, something come out and it started pulling air? What happened? Once I'm done with that, and I've looked at that, then the next thing is going to be to probably flip it over, and I got to pull everything off the front, get the oil pump out, look at the oil pump, and then start looking at the rod and main bearings. So I'm going to pull the pan, and hopefully I have something that is news, because it's forensic time. Figure out what happened and why. Well, initial inspection is not good. First thing is we got all this black inkiness in the pan of some kind. Not 100% certain what that is. When I pull that off, we find nasty, nasty bits of metal. Looks like bits of bearing material, flattened and run out. My initial guess was a spun bearing. Looks kind of like it could be, Why that happened is a good question, but there's all kind of bits of flakes of metal in the pan. The little screens did their job, obviously. Didn't let it suck it up into the pump, but it's bad. The pickup O-ring here does not look damaged in any way, like it was sucking air. I was worried about that. I looked at where it was welded up back here, do not suck air, or in the front, don't see anything there. It looks like the pickup section here from the dry sump tank is good. The O-rings here on the oil pump bypass look okay. I'm not 100% certain about the gaskets in here. I'll be pulling the oil filter housing adapter off, obviously, because of all of this. But yeah, so this is probably not good stuff. You know what I mean? Not something you want to see in your oil pan. And I'll have to figure out where it came from. So I guess that's next. Find out where it came from and continue the diagnosis. But that's not a plus. This is a bad start. Number one, I just pulled the cap. It is completely wiped. It's spun. It is terrible. I don't even know about 2 yet. Take a look at 2. Everything is... 2 is okay. Look at that. So right off, number 1 bearing is spun and just destroyed. Anyway, we'll check them all, but this isn't looking too good. That looks like that's pretty bad. So anyway, well, that's a start. Okay, well, everything else in here looks reasonably decent. There's some little things, but nothing like cylinder number 1 down there. The bearings over here, you can see 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2's got a bunch of garbage got into it somehow, so that one's got some damage. The mains, I've never seen red bearings, but these are original, so this is the mains. They don't look wiped at all. I'm hoping that means things like camshaft and counterbalance shaft bushings are all good. So I guess I might be looking at a crankshaft, a rod, maybe more, maybe set of rods. I don't know. At this point, oil pump probably. At this point, I'm going to stop for the moment, and I'll tear the oil pump off later and get a look inside there. But that's about it. So I have a problem. We know what happened, but I don't know why. I don't have a smoking gun yet to show me any reason why it starved for oil on just number 1 and what happened there. So anyway, maybe when I get the crank out and the oil pump and some things, I'll learn something. Maybe it's endemic. I'll have to look that up on these motors. But anyway, folks, there you go. That's the carnage. That's what I'm dealing with. So I guess I'll sign off on this one for now and get back to you later when I know a little more.